Guys, today we are going to Revere Beach. It's after the first major snow. Yeah, let's see how it goes. This guy doesn't feel cold. Probably minus 5 Celsius, or maybe minus 4 now. It's not that cold anymore. You can see some people walking in that sandy patch. I'll try to bike on the concrete and then maybe see if I can walk there. Last time we've been here in July, almost 6 months ago. Totally different. It's warm. Yeah, in the distance we can see the Nahant. Nahant appeared in one of my videos like 3 weeks ago. Not sure if I can bike on the beach. Maybe hard. Depends on the properties of the sand. Okay, somebody was already riding their recreation vehicles here, or four-wheel drives. Lots of seashells. I don't want to get a flat tire. It's probably easier to walk, but the sand seems to be quite firm. You can try to bike, see what happens. Yeah, it works. Never biked on the beach. I need to strike the right balance. If I go too much to the right, the sand is kind of more fluid, and the same thing is too wet. If I go too much to the left, the sand is too dry and I start sinking again. So we need to find just the right spot. The sand has to be wet but not too wet. Minute shells, can walk maybe. See how this water is sculpting the sand. Usually I like to come here during this time of the year. There's usually less people. You can be more like alone with your thoughts. Any good finds? Yeah, you can find nice shaped rocks or seashells. It's relatively flat. After the storm there are so many shells that it's impossible to even walk. Forget the biking. So that means we haven't had like a major storm for a while, because the beach is quite clean. Those mollusks provide like a food for the seagulls. They really like to eat them. Oh no, this is just too soft. I'm just sinking. Need to go higher probably. Yeah, oh my gosh, no. Probably this is better. Even this is soft. Let's try a little bit higher. Yeah, that's right. The softness is just right. Oh. It's too soft. It's too soft to bike. Try here. Maybe we can go to the pink building in the distance and then bike or back on the pavement. Yeah, it's really soft. At least you can see the colors. The tide is really low today. The shape, the geometry of the beach tells you how far the waves can reach. So apparently they reach up to this point. The distance between high and low tide is probably around 3 meters in this area. Ah, no, there's no way I can bike here. I think it's because of the incline. Incline is bigger. When I was on a relatively flat surface, I was not sinking. This looks like a river, but it's just the seawater that's retreating from this dune on the left, slowly trickling back to the ocean. Yeah, on a day like that there are not many people really walking around here. Typically there are more seaweeds on the beach. You can find shells of different animals. This grows also in the Baltic Sea. I've seen the same. I believe they are edible, even those bivalves. Yeah, the sand is very different. Bigger size of grain. Okay, so this is one of those bivalves that you can find here, larger size. There are still mussels here, some mussels, I guess. So the seagulls like to eat them, but they are like edible even by the humans. I've tried to cook them once, but no luck. It was very rubbery. Maybe there's some secret to cooking that. And on the select parts, like mussels that connect the two shells, I didn't try the rest. I believe it's part of the original recipe for the clam chowder in New England. There's a lighthouse in the distance on an island, probably not visible on GoPro. Yeah, those lighthouses probably lost their function in the age of satellites, but they give you this romantic like, you know, mood or aura. Even 100 years ago they had significance. Yeah, there are even not that many seagulls. Typically they would feed on the seafood, but I don't see many shells. Even with the low tide, there's not much food to find. There's some foam and a little bit of ice and snow mixed with sand. Now there are so many apartment complexes along the beach. 19 years ago when I came here, there were very few of them. So in some cases they are probably condos, you have to buy them, but despite buying them you still have to pay hundreds of dollars fees, monthly fees, maybe even $1,000 in some cases. So I know some people who used to live there, but it became too expensive and they found a better deal. Yeah, but if you like the view of ocean from your window, and you're willing to pay for that, that's for you. Yeah, the pink color doesn't really bleach in the sun. It stays like that. It stayed like that for a long time. The occasionally restaurants with seafood. Santorini. Sounds very Greek. Yeah, it's a restaurant. I'm not sure how far we can go. We can push the limits, push the envelope. This is roast beef, seafood and sandwich place. These are the shortest days of the year, so we have to take advantage of the light, get some vitamin D. I've never ventured that far before. This time I have a bike, so I can move a little farther. Yeah, if we continue, we'll probably reach Lynn. People are searching for something, maybe the seafood. Great place to walk the dog. But I don't have any pets. I'm the only pet that I own.
I get a tuna.
Seaview Towers. Yeah, I'm gonna probably turn around soon see the new construction sites. This place is worth fortune, the land. Yeah, it seems like there's no end to this promenade. I'll try to bike as far as I can. The owner and the dog have matching colors. Red color of the coat. Yes, this guy likes flags. I see a Greek. No, that's not it. Probably flag wheels in the shipping. I love the light this time of the year. The air is dry, so you can see really far in the far distance, but the light is so soft. It's not the end of this, probably. Hey, ¿cómo está? If I continue, I will reach Lynn. If I go that way, I'll reach Lynn.
You want to go Lynn?
Yeah?
Yeah, that's a straight way, yep.
Okay, thank you guys.
Good straight.
Okay, this is probably the point when I can go back. I've been there 3 weeks ago, so probably I don't need to do that. Yeah, okay. I got some sand in my brakes. Yeah, let's go back and we'll see the same place in a different light. What does it say? Raymond Carey Memorial Traffic Circle. This is America's first public beach. Can you believe that? Wow. So somebody came up with this idea a long time ago. In the distance you see the Winthrop. We've been there like a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago. And and I biked all the way to that not Castle Island, it's like it's a Deer Island. We made it all the way to the Deer Island a month ago, so I pretty much covered most of the coastal area here. Yeah, in this light there's no difference between color of the beach or the sand and the water. It looks very different. This way it looks blue. This way it looks kind of like a molten metal, like lead. Yeah, it's a good actual comparison. It reminds me of the color of the molten lead. Yeah, light is a big mystery. We don't even understand all of its secrets, even the physicists. The planet has been absorbing the light for 4.5 billion years. So the energy of the light has been absorbed and converted to chemical energy. So we could say that the chemicals on the earth changed their energy to the higher level due to the light absorbed. But light has no mass, so the mass of the earth has not changed due to the light, but the energy went up. Maybe the life would not be possible without that absorbed energy. I mean, I'm sure it wouldn't be possible. We know so little about it. We know a little about photosynthesis, but there are so many other processes that are controlled by the light we don't know about. And now it's a good time to reflect upon it. Oh, we made such a long distance from that pink building. We made probably a couple of miles, so at least 1 mile. Hey, how are you? See, that concrete wall is really needed to keep the sand on the left, otherwise it will spread all over. Typically you see like elderly people walking here. You don't see many young kids. Young people live, I believe, closer to Boston downtown. This is a good place for retired folks. They don't need to go to work every day. They can just enjoy their breakfast watching the ocean, go for a walk, absorb some iodine from the breeze. I'm sure there are health benefits of living closer to the body of water. Our ancestors came from the ocean, so the composition of our body kind of mirrors the composition of the ocean. The same elements that you can find in the ocean are part of our body. Of course, we have more proteins and calcium and fats, but in terms of electrolytes, we have pretty much the same electrolytes you can find in the ocean: sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium, chloride, sulfate ions. So one could say that we are children of the ocean, metaphorically speaking. Yeah, the first multicellular organisms that evolved in the ocean during the time when the earth was a snowball were sponges, and everything else probably evolved from the sponges. Everything else. There was like a Cambrian explosion. There were times when the life evolution seriously exploded or started churning multiple organisms. And there was a time when everything died out, almost 90% of life, and it started again and again. So there were periods of very high activity and the periods of low activity after some natural disasters like volcanic eruptions or meteorites striking the earth. Many shells, I need to be careful. Seagulls are dropping them from the air to break them again into the muscle, the soft part. I've seen them doing that a number of times. And the side product of that is like multiple shells, broken shells on the sidewalk, on the asphalt or concrete. Pink color is the color of low aggression. So people living in that building must be really nice and pacified. Low stress. See the same people walking back and forth, just like me. I have an advantage of faster speed.